So we have arrived to the end of 2023. And I would love to end this year with a big question. Where have you been losing your precious energy this year? Is there anything where you still think about something and feel heaviness, conflict, sadness, anger, pain, or guilt? If you have those things still in your heart and in your mind, please stop, give yourself time, and let those things go, release them before you go to the next year. So before you start thinking about what do I want to create in the new year, or join my future scripting class, which is happening on the 6th of January, please do this process because it is crucially important to do it first before joining me in the future scripting masterclass, where we're going to be learning how to use this amazing tool to manifest what you desire in the new year. But decluttering everything that doesn't serve you anymore in your mind, your heart, your soul, your environment, it's preciously important. It's incredibly important to do first before we plan, before we move forward, before we go to the next thing. But first, we need to clean, tidy, release, remove, let go. But how do we do it? In order for you to go with me through this process, I encourage you to take a piece of paper and a pen, make yourself a lovely cup of tea, your favorite drink, sit down with me, and I would love you to take a deep breath in, breathe out. Once again, deep breath in and breathe out, and become aware of the fact that underneath this video, there are 9 questions I would love you to peacefully answer that will take you through this process of realizing what is still there to be released. What things do I need to let go of, heal? What things are taking too much of my energy and drain me? And things that I don't want to drag into the new year and have a peaceful mind, open heart, and clarity in my energy field so I can attract and focus on what I truly want. So if you are planning to join my future scripting class on the 6th of January, which I would love to invite you to, it is crucially important that you do this process first. Because in the future scripting class, we're going to focus on what we want to create in the area of your finances, your business, your health, your relationships. But first, we need to make space for the new. And this process will help you to get there. So those 9 questions will take you to a place of clarity on what still is calling for love, for attention, what things you've been escaping from, ignoring, procrastinating upon, that really needs to be sorted before you go to the next level of expansion, next level of clarity, next level of income or growth or development of your business. Maybe there is something amazingly important you want to do in the new year, like write a book, creating a program, attract more clients, leave your job, and attract the perfect relationship. The cleaning, tidying, it's extremely important. Without it, we are not in the right place to create what we want, to manifest what we want, and to start all those amazing synchronicities and miracles that we so want to experience in our life. So you have your 9 questions, but I'm going to pick few to start the process going. And I want to ask you very important questions. So the first question is there anything still, when you think about the past year, which actually create very bad feeling in you. So maybe you feel angry, irritated, sad, guilty, afraid. There is a sense of conflict. I know I need to do this, but I haven't done it. I'm procrastinating. I shouldn't be procrastinating. Why am I procrastinating? And a sense of beating yourself up. Behind all those procrastinations, there are feelings that we need to acknowledge. And one of the most important aspects of any healing, any releasing, is becoming honest with yourself, becoming truly honest and extremely clear about what it is that is actually happening. So first, becoming honest, clear, acknowledging what is happening. Then it's looking at all the emotions which are present and embracing them, feeling them, not escaping from them, not eating for comfort so you don't feel the pain. Feeling the emotions, acknowledging them, embracing them, hugging them, embracing your inner child. All of those things will make a huge difference in the process of releasing. Once you've embraced all those emotions, you need to ask yourself, what need do I have in here? What need is not being met? How can I take care of this need today, tomorrow, or in the next few months? Maybe I need to ask someone for help. Maybe I need to ask myself for help. What kind of help do I need? This is a very important part of the process. Another thing that when we realize that we are dealing with something that is difficult and challenging, we need to start engaging our intuition, our soul, our higher self, however you want to call it, the greater mind, and looking at the situation from perspective of the wisest part of you. I call it my soul, but equally you could be speaking from a position of your adult self, but not from a position of a resentful child. Because often when we are dealing with situations where we can't move forward, we are approaching it from a place of a child, like 5-year-old or 7-year-old. And I remember when I was in Poland in July, this year, and I was selling my mom's flat after she's passed away last year. And there were so many emotions coming to the surface, which we have never resolved with my brother. And all about money and all about the unspoken pain. And I remember the day was coming closer where we needed to sort the money out, and nobody was saying anything. And then this moment came that it had to be sorted. And I started crying uncontrollably, without control, like a little child. And I was sobbing and I couldn't speak. And finally I realized that the person who was dealing with the situation was someone who was 7 years old and who hated numbers and was scared of calculating big things, big numbers. And when I embraced myself, when I said to my little girl, sweetheart, how are you? What are you needing right now? What do you need? And I spoke to her with love and tenderness, without giving her a feeling that she's going to be endangered, or that she's stupid, that she's inappropriate, that she's not clever enough. When I embraced her and I loved her, she was able to relax. And I said to her, listen, we're going to deal with it very quickly, and I sorted it out in 5 minutes, but I procrastinated on it for about 2 months, because all those things that were related to numbers, calculations, emotions, resentments, and pain were coming up to the surface, and it was easier for me to push it aside and do something easy, pleasant, fun, and distract myself. So are there any things that you're distracting yourself and your little inner child is trying to deal with it while the adult is hiding? So I'm encouraging you to step forward, to become very honest what things am I procrastinating about? What things am I avoiding? What things, therefore, are taking my attention? And maybe I could sort it out even before the end of the year if I sat down and asked myself, what am I feeling? What am I needing? What needs to happen here? Whose support do I need to ask for? And maybe the support that you need is support of your intuitive mind, your soul. And all that is needed is piece of paper and pen and writing. You know, when I was young, a teenager, and I remember this painful moment when my father was in another room, still basically shouting under the influence of alcohol. And I remember sitting on the outside and looking at the moon and crying. And I was sobbing because I felt so fed up. I couldn't sleep, and all the shouting and all the screaming. And I was so fed up. And I was writing in my notebook, will this ever end? Will this ever change? I'm so hurt and I'm so angry. I'm fed up. I want to escape. And my hand started writing. And it started this incredible process that I'm still using until this day, to release emotions. And what I've discovered, that when I'm finding something difficult, of course I can use tapping and havening and emotion codes and breathing and hypnosis and NLP and all those tools that are amazing, including my expansion game. But what really helps me the most is just sitting down with a pen and paper and writing, what am I feeling, what am I needing? And it's only when I express my emotions and I read it, only then I ask my soul, that part of me that spoke to me on this difficult night all those years ago when I was 13. So when I write like this, now I know when I ask a question, the answer will come. And this is one of the most healing, releasing, decluttering techniques that I can actually engage with whenever I feel confused, upset, conflicted, exhausted. All I need to do is to sit down and say, hi soul, I'm having difficulties with this. I sometimes type, sometimes write. Could you please tell me, what do I need to do here with this? How do I need to proceed? But those are the emotions that I'm feeling. And when I've embraced them, when I've acknowledged them, then my soul speaks to me. So I encourage you to use writing also as this releasing technique in your situation. So are there any things, relationships, or external things that are actually taking your energy away? So is there something that you need to sort out? Is there something that you feel afraid to step forward towards because you feel afraid of losing your time, money, rejection, all of those things? If you feel fear, please use my expansion game to get clarity on what to do next. Are there any relationships where you feel hurt, angry, or maybe you have hurt someone and they don't speak to you anymore? In this case, I would invite you to do this process where you first write about what you're feeling and all the pain, and you acknowledge your needs that were not met in that moment when you maybe had a difficult situation. But you also put yourself in the shoes of the person who was also hurt and look at it from their perspective. And when you acknowledge your part that you played in a breakdown or a challenging situation that you had with this person, look at this again from the soul point of view and look what actually needs to happen to bring peace in and harmony into this situation, in this broken down relationship, where you can actually do something to bring peace, love, healing and release if possible. Sometimes we need to say no more. Sometimes we need to stop abuse. Maybe we live in a situation where the person we are with has got narcissistic personality, and maybe we were in an abusive situation, but we have not seen it before. So that's why it's important to look at our needs, unmet needs, and say, stop, no more. In this situation, I encourage you to create something like a release letter where you write to this person and you say to them, this is what I felt, this is what I have contributed to the situation. I apologize, but this is unacceptable, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for being my teacher. But now I have to say no more, stop, and move forward in my life. So I'm releasing you. I'm blessing you. I'm letting you go. But I have no more desire to be part of the situation. This letter is for you, not for them. So you read it, sign it, and you burn it. This is another way of releasing situations where maybe mending that relationship, it's not appropriate because it's not safe for you or for them. But it would be great if there is a relationship where you could actually connect, the person you could connect with before the end of the year, send them a message, call them, email them, where they feel appreciated and acknowledged. That would be much better than actually closing this year with pain and resentment in your heart. So always look from the position of your soul. How does your soul perceives it? How does your soul views it? And I always see so much more clearly when I look from a position of my soul, not just my hurt personality or my ego. And finally, if there are any situations that you are involved with, even practical things like broken down chair that is standing somewhere, and every time you walk past it, you feel irritated and angry, or chipped paint, or broken chair in the office, or pile of papers that are calling you, please tidy me up, please let go of the papers that you don't need anymore. All those things take our energy, and it is very important to pay attention to this whole feng shui situation in your home, because as you walk around untidy, dusty, cluttered spaces, this is affecting your health, your mind, your peace and state of your mind, but also it's affecting different areas of your life, your finances, your business, and other things. So I highly invite you, sounds funny, I greatly invite you to look around your home, go from room to room, and ask yourself, what can I do to make this place more joyful, peaceful, and harmonious? And you know, a few days ago, I just gave myself 15 minutes to tidy my office, and particularly with all the old papers which I didn't need anymore. And every time now I walk into my office, I feel so much more peaceful and excited about creating amazing things for you and for myself, and write and finish my book. So please read the questions underneath the video, and you will see that there are some things that jump out at you more than others. Give a measurement from 1 to 10 how strongly this thing that you're writing about is taking your energy and peace away. So some of the things yesterday that I was looking at were taking 8 out of 10 energy away from me. So when I was looking at it, it was like, how serious is it on a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of leaking my energy? And there was 2 things that were about 8 out of 10, which meant that I immediately needed to deal with it, and I did. And when I looked at it again, the number dropped down to 0 because I've dealt with it. I've made that phone call, I've emailed something, I've cancelled some subscription, I've planned in my mind how I'm going to deal with it next year. So the tension that was associated with those things have dropped. And so I would really love you to do the same. particularly if you're coming to my future scripting masterclass, which is all about how to write a perfect future script for your next year, including your finances, your business, your health, your relationships, and your dreams, things that you want to expand with, things that you want to create, bigger goals, bigger intentions. But before you join me on the 6th of January, please make sure you do this process. And in your release, you may actually need to call someone and apologize to them, or maybe you need to tell them you love them because you haven't told them, and you feel guilty about it. Or maybe you need to call someone and ask for help. Maybe you need to book an appointment for coaching or healing or tapping or hypnosis. But make yourself a priority and plan it in your diary, and then your subconscious mind will know, okay, this is dealt with. We can go tick and relax for Christmas or for the new year and take a few weeks off, or a few days or a few hours off. But until it's dealt with, it's draining our batteries, like on the computer, on the phone. I have a phone now that is very quickly losing its battery because there's too many apps going, too many things are open. The same thing is appropriate here. Like when we draining our batteries with too many apps open, too many things which are unsorted, it's exhausting for your mind, body, and soul. So make sure you give yourself time to go through this. But also, finally, another question I want you to ask yourself is, are there any thoughts, some pain thoughts, which I have been thinking the whole year, and maybe the year before, which are exhausting me, making me sick, making me unhappy, making me depressed? Are there any thoughts which are pain thoughts, which are lies that I'm telling myself, which is incorrect thinking, which are exhausting me? And this is what I'm dealing with as a coach every single day of my life. When I work with clients, I'm not good enough, I will fail, I don't deserve love, I've not done enough, I'm running out of time, I don't have enough time, and so on and so forth. And it is important to identify those thoughts. For me, for instance, the thought is, I haven't done enough, right? And the way I deal with it is that I sit down, and if I see that this thought is specifically exhausting me more than others, I look at it, I write about it, I question it, I check if it's true, and I go into meditation where I look at it from a soul point of view, and then I speak and I type with my soul, and I say, hey soul, my mind thinks I haven't done enough this year. What's your view on this? And my soul is answering, or I have a challenge in such and such a situation with this person. What's your view on this? And all those painful thoughts are being illuminated and explored from a soul point of view. And when I read this text again, it feels released and it feels peaceful. So please look at your painful thoughts and use whatever tools you have available. Call me, book a session, do tapping, do havening, do expansion game, ask me to send you a book, use some meditations to release that painful thought which has been taking away your energy and draining your batteries. Let's stop this happening. Let's start a new year with peace, clarity, and love. So now I'm going to just end with a short meditation, and I'm going to invite you again to my masterclass, Future Scripting Masterclass, which will help you to start your year with focus and an alignment of your mind, body, and soul. More information about it will follow soon, but make sure that you do this process first before you come to this masterclass, please. So we have a clean slate. So now I'm going to do a quick meditation for you and with you. So please close your eyes, open your heart, take a deep breath in, breathe out. And I would love you to relax your body and relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, allow them to drop, and breathe softly through your heart. And be grateful for listening to this video, because it means that you are actually considering yourself important, that your energy is important, that the end of the year is important, that your future is important, and you giving this yourself. This is your gift from yourself to yourself. So if there is something, my darling, that you're feeling uncomfortable about, think about those situations that happened this year, in the past 12 months, that are still calling you for attention, for love. What is it? Is it a relationship? Is it a painful thought that you have? Is it something where you think this shouldn't have happened? I shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it. This shouldn't have really taken place at all. Maybe you're fighting with something that requires your acceptance. If it happened, it didn't happen to you, but for you. So I would love you to just let go of wishing that it was different. Accept that it happened, or that it's still happening. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. And with all your love, all your respect, look at all the emotions which are associated with this challenging situation. What are you feeling about it? What emotions are coming up to the surface? Is there one particular emotion that is stronger than anyone else, that is calling for your love? Can you feel this emotion and allow this energy of discomfort or pain to move through your body gently and softly? And relax, just let it be. And as you embrace this emotion, imagine it is like a person who you can give a hug, a little child perhaps, and hold this feeling in your arms and say, I see you, I hear you, I get you, I've got your back, I love you. It's okay that you're feeling it, because it's showing me that you have a need that is not being met. What do you need right now, my darling? Ask yourself, underneath this emotion, what need is not being met? And how can you meet this need? If you were to take care of yourself and take charge of making sure that you are all right, that your inner child is all right, what would you do? What would you do today? What would you do tomorrow? What do you need to step into? What do you need to sort out? What do you need? Do you need to call someone, ask for help? Or you just maybe need to give yourself time and say, I'm important, I matter. So from that place, acknowledge this need. And if there is any other situation or any other person associated with it, look, what potential need did they have that wasn't acknowledged or appreciated or met by you? Something that they needed from you and you haven't done it. And if that was a challenging situation for both of you, look from a position of your soul, how this situation can be resolved now. How can you move forward so you have absolute peace about it? What is the first thing that you can do to close it, to heal it, to release it? Maybe you can thank this person for being a teacher. What have you learned from this situation? What gift or blessing was in it? How can you heal, release, and let go? How can you learn the most important thing? If it was meant to happen, what were you meant to learn from it? Embrace, acknowledge, hug, and see it and illuminate it with your loving heart, loving attention, and bless it. So ask your soul again, when you look at this situation, what do I need to know in order to heal it? How do I need to be around the situation to close it and to move on? What is it that I need to do, even today, after I've listened to this meditation, that will move this thing forward, that will give me peace? What's the minimal thing that I can do immediately, if possible? And if it is a person who is no longer with you, you can perhaps communicate with them on an intuitive, spiritual level and see if there is something that you can apologize for, that they may want to apologize to you in spirit. So send love to the situation, send love to that person, and say to yourself, I fully and absolutely release it and I let it go for the highest good of everyone involved. For my highest good, I choose peace. And take a deep breath in. And could you just let it go for now, just for a few moments, just for a few seconds? Could you just let it go? Let go of wanting it to be different. Let go of wanting to control it. Just let it be and look at it with the eyes of love. So now illuminating your whole year and all the situations that require your attention and love, and maybe for you to take some action and do something that you've been procrastinating about. I'm sending you my love and energy so you can do it with ease. So there's nothing left, nothing undone. If it can be sorted today or tomorrow. Sometimes one short phone call can change everything and bring you great peace. And the other person too. Take another deep breath in. See light pouring out of your heart into all those difficult situations, illuminating them, and paying attention to what is it that you have learned. One main thing that you have learned from them. What I have learned is that when I am challenged, all I need to do is to stop, to breathe, to settle in myself, to connect with my heart and ask for help from my spirit, from my soul. And just all I need to do is to pause and say, I need help here. Please show me what to do. And relax and let go. So I'm blessing your endings with love. I'm blessing your heart with peace. I'm blessing your mind with illumination, clarity, and expansion. And I'm blessing every single day of your life and the next year with the most amazing energy of love, clarity, joy, health, and abundance. So take another deep breath in, breathe out, very gently open your eyes. Thank you for being with me all the way until now. And please go through this process in your own way. This is just an invitation to look at all those things that we have put under the carpet, that we procrastinated with. There is no need to do this. In fact, your batteries are going to be so strong in the new year. If you read this list, and you will see that where you had numbers 8 out of 10 or 9 or 10 at the level of drainage, now there will be 0 or 1 or 2, which will mean that you can move to the next level, and it's to manifest your life with clarity and purpose and focus and intention. Therefore, I want to invite you to my masterclass, Future Scripting Masterclass on the 6th of January, and I can't wait to see you there. Lots of love. Thank you for being part of my life.